Hello students, this is Nandita Moitro and I welcome you all to my new YouTube channel. Watch it, like it and subscribe it. Here we start with the second chapter, A Tale of Atal. When Swaminathan entered the 5th grade classroom, a giggle went round the benches. Now what do you mean by the word giggle? Giggle means to laugh softly in a silly way. A giggle went round the benches. He walked to his seat, hoping that he might not be the cause of the giggling, but his classmates continued to laugh. He looked at himself and then around the classroom. Students, why do you think he looked at himself? He looked at himself to inspect if there is something wrong with him, and then around the classroom. His eyes travelled up to the blackboard. He then directly looked at the blackboard. His face turned red. By the time his face has turned red, when you get angry, very angry, what happens then? Your face automatically turns red. On the board was written in huge letters, TAIL, T-A-I-L. Swaminathan turned red out of anger because he just found in the blackboard something was written. What was been written there? It was written tail, T-A-I-L. Now I hope you all know the meaning of tail. Yes, student, you know the meaning? Very good. So we move on now. Swaminathan ran to the blackboard and rubbed it off with his hands. Swaminathan ran to the blackboard because he didn't want anybody to see it anymore. So he went to the blackboard and rubbed it off hurriedly with his own hands. He even didn't care for any duster. He slowly turned around. He then looked around. His friend Shankar's head was bent over his notebook and P was busy unpacking his bag. So both his friends, Shankar and P, they were busy with their own work. Swami felt very embarrassed. Embarrassed, it means a feeling of shame or awkwardness. So Swami felt embarrassed, very embarrassed. Without a word, he approached P and gave him a fierce slap. Fierce means having an intense aggressiveness. Like you say, a tight slap, that is it. He gave him a fierce slap on his cheek. P burst into tears and swore that he did not do it. Swore, okay, past participle of the word swear. So P burst into tears and swore that he did not do it. Swaminathan cast a sly look at Shankar. To cast a sly look, that is an idiomatic expression. What does it mean? To cast a sly look. To look at someone cunningly. Alright? So he looked at Shankar cunningly, who was absorbed in some work. Swaminathan turned to him and slapped his face also. He slapped who? Swaminathan, because he was very angry. Isn't that somebody has written tail on the blackboard and he couldn't trace it out who has exactly done so, but he has just doubt on his friends P and Shankar, because they used to call him the tail of Raj. Soon there was a pandemonium. Pandemonium is a situation in which there is a lot of noise and confusion. So after the slapping, there was a whole lot of confusion. Shankar, Swaminathan and P rolling over each other, tearing, scratching and kicking one another. The bell rang. Just then Rajam, Somu and Mani entered. The teacher came in and stood aghast. Aghast means filled with horror or shock. The teacher was shocked to see the three children, the three students fighting in the class. He could do little more than look on, so he had no idea what is to be done. He just kept on looking at them. He was the old Tamil Pandit, the most composed teacher in the school. Composed means having one's feeling and expression under control. So he was very calm, he was very composed. Somu and Mani parted the fighters with great difficulty. Somu said, "Sir, please let us go out. We do not want to disturb the class." The teacher started to answer, but Mani had already gone out, pushing Swaminathan and P before him. Somu followed him with Shankar. So, how many students are there all together? It's Swaminathan, then there is P, then there is Shankar, then there is Somu and Mani. Alright. All the friends came to a lonely spot in the field adjoining the school. There was silence for a while, and then Mani said, "What is wrong with you, you little rogues?" Rogues means a dishonest man or a boy. The three started to speak at once. Swaminathan's voice was the loudest. "He, P wrote, tell, big tell on the blackboard. Big, no, I didn't. You, screamed P. Then P, did he accept it that he has written? No, he just took it as a blame. Okay. The other two wrote it, cried Swaminathan, pointing at Shankar. "Rascal, did you see me?" Rascal means a mischievous person or a boy. "Did you see me?" howled Shankar. Howled, shouted, disapproval. So Shankar shouted in disapproval that, "Did you see me? How can you blame me?" Okay. Mani covered their mouths with his hand. "What does it tell anyway?" he asked. "They call me Rajam's tail," sobbed Swaminathan. So Swaminathan started crying noisily. Sobbed means to cry noisily. Okay? So, what happened then? After Swaminathan started sobbing, Mani and Rajam were sworn enemies. So Mani and Rajam, who are they? They are actually sworn enemies. Okay. And then there was a frozen expression over Mani's face. So because Mani and Rajam, they are sworn enemies, that means they can never be good friends. There was a frozen expression over Mani's face. Mani, he has nothing to say. What happened? There was a fixed expression. Okay, frozen expression, it means a fixed expression over Mani's face. He asked, "And who dares to talk of Rajam here? If any of you fellow have done it," growled Mani. So Mani, he was very angry, and somebody has just mentioned Rajam's name, who is Mani's sworn enemy. That means they can never be friends. So he growled. Okay, growled means to say something in a low voice. So he growled, looking at the trembling Shankar and P. "If they have, what can you do?" asked Somu with a sarcastic smile. Okay, with a bitter, mockingly sarcastic. The word sarcastic means bitter or mockingly. So Somu, with a sarcastic smile, asked, "If they have, what can you do?" "What do you mean, Somu?" So he asked back, "What do you mean?" "Look here, Mani," Somu cried. "For a long time I have been waiting to tell you this. You think too much of your